Who is the best prospect on every single team in Major League Baseball? There's a lot of really good ones. Adley Rutschman, Julio Rodriguez, Bobby Witt Jr. But what about some of the guys maybe you don't know that are on your favorite team? Well, that's what I'm going to tell you in today's video. I'm going to go ahead and tell you the best prospect for every single team in Major League Baseball and give you my reasoning why. I've gotten really into prospecting recently. I think it's super fun. I think it's really exciting to try and predict who the next future stars can be. And let me tell you, there are some future stars on this list. So if there's anybody that you feel like I snubbed in today's video, make sure you get in the comment section down below and tell me who you thought should have been the best prospect from your favorite team. Drop a like on the video if you do enjoy it. If you want to see me drop my top 100 prospects for the 2022 season, 4,000 likes and I'll do that for you. Subscribe to the channel if you have not yet done so you don't miss out on any of the content. And make sure you follow me on all my social media at GiraffeNeckMarc, links in the description. For the Detroit Tigers, the best prospect on their team is going to be Spencer Torkelson. Could have been Riley Green. I'm going with Tork. Personal preference. Both top 5 prospects in all of Major League Baseball. Torkelson, of course, former #1 overall pick back in 2020 and his first full season in minor league baseball. He was disgusting with 30 homers, 29 doubles, 91 RBIs, hitting .267 with a .383 on base, .552 slugging, .935 OPS. Torkelson's going to be at the major league level in no time. This kid is the real deal. He's an absolute beast. I see Paul Goldschmidt of the future here. The best prospect for the San Francisco Giants, in my opinion, is going to be Marco Luciano. Luciano had a little bit of ups and downs last year. Incredible in low A, pretty bad in high A. What kind of player are we going to see? That's yet to be determined, but the talent is 100% there for Marco Luciano, and at only 20 years of age, the sky is the limit for it. Last year in 106 games, 19 homers, 17 doubles, 71 RBIs, hitting .258 with a .344 on base, .471 slugging, and .815 OPS. So despite having a pretty horrible 36-game stretch in high A, Luciano was still able to have a fantastic year and just one of the best young talents in all of minor league baseball. Keeping out west, the best Padres prospect is going to be CJ Abrams. I mean, you guys have seen him dominate so far in spring training, and while he didn't get to play a lot last year because he did get hurt, only 42 games, just like all these other guys, you can see the talent. It's very prevalent in CJ Abrams. As a 20-year-old last year in AA, so he was about 4 years younger than the average player. 2 homers, 14 doubles, 23 RBIs, and 13 stolen bases, hitting .296 with a .363 on base, .420 slugging, .782 OPS. He's a freak athlete, unbelievable athlete, really good hit tool. CJ Abrams is the real deal, and honestly, keep an eye out for him maybe on the Padres sooner than you think. Top 10 prospect in baseball. The Boston Red Sox best prospect has to be Marcelo Meyer. He was the Boston Red Sox first-round pick in the 2021 draft. Some people had him as the #1 ranked prospect in the entire draft last year, and for good reason. His bat-to-ball skills are incredible. He looks like Corey Seager at the plate. He has an incredible eye. We saw an amazing at-bat the other night in spring training where he just spit on a bunch of close pitches. Oh yeah, and he's like really good at hitting and fielding and everything. Last year in 26 games, 3 homers, 4 doubles, 17 RBIs, hitting .275 with a .377 on base, .440 slugging, .817 OPS. We also saw him steal 7 bases. Just tells me this dude's a baseball player. He's a smart guy on the base paths, and he's an all-around great prospect, top 20 in all baseball. The Seattle Mariners best prospect is admittedly my favorite prospect in all of minor league baseball. It's Julio Rodriguez. J-Rod is just so good. I mean, this guy, I've never felt more confident, is going to win multiple MVPs during his career. He's going to be the reason why the Seattle Mariners win a championship in the next 10, 15 years, whatever it is. It's going to be on the back of Julio Rodriguez. He's unbelievably talented. Last year at only 20 years old, between high A and AA, 74 games, 13 homers, 19 doubles, 47 RBIs with 21 stolen bases, which is just kind of crazy. He hit .347 with a .441 on base, .560 slugging, and 1,001 OPS. He was also playing in the Olympics. Like, this dude is the real deal. He hits absolute bombs. He's a great outfielder. He's an all-around stud. Star potential here. I swear I'm not just going in order here, but another one of the top 5 best prospects in baseball, arguably #1, Bobby Witt Jr. of the Kansas City Royals. Bobby Witt, another dude who's got a chance to be a generational type talent. At shortstop, third base, wherever you play him, he's going to be great, and that bat is just one of the best in the minors. 124 games last year at 21 years of age, most of which was spent in AAA, by the way. 33 homers, 35 doubles, 97 RBIs with 29 stolen bases, hitting .290 with a .361 on base, .576 slugging, .936 OPS. Bobby Witt Jr. is out of this world. He's so incredibly good and should be on the Royals roster. I mean, he should be on there in opening day. We'll probably see him within the first month. He's just too talented to stay down. For the Miami Marlins, their top prospect, in my opinion, is going to be Yuri Perez. Yuri Perez kind of flew onto the scene last year out of nowhere in his first season of minor league baseball, and as an 18-year-old, listen to what he did. It was impressive. 20 starts, 78 innings, 1.96 ERA, struck out 108 batters in those 78 innings, walking only 26. He had a whip at .885, a 12.5 K per 9, 3.0 walk per 9, 5.0 hit per 9, and he only gave up 7 home runs. I don't know if you've seen Yuri Perez's stuff, guys, but look it up. 6'8", 200-pound, 19-year-old kid who has just some of the nastiest stuff in all of minor league baseball. He is my favorite prospect in the Marlins system, and I do believe he is the best right now. The best prospect prospect in the Atlanta Braves system, Michael Harris, outfielder. Michael Harris is an all-around really solid player, and he's definitely got some wheels. He's an incredible athlete. Last year in high A, 101 games, he stole 27 bases, 7 homers, 26 doubles, 3 triples, and 64 RBIs, hitting 294 with a 362 on base, 436 slugging, 798 OPS. All around extremely solid player. Would love to see the power develop a little bit more, but at 20 years of age, to see him play like this, Michael Harris has a ton of talent. Ooh, another really fun prospect here. St. Louis Cardinals best prospect, Jordan Walker. Jordan Walker's been ranked as high as 7 in some top 100 prospects lists. The sky is the limit for him. Last year in his first full minor league season between high A and low A, 82 games, 14 homers, 25 doubles, 48 RBIs with 14 stolen bases, hitting 317 with a 388 on base, 548 slugging, 936 OPS. The exit velos are off the chart. The plate discipline is incredible. 6'5", 220. Jordan Walker is just figuring out how to use his power and size to his advantage because the exit velos, like I said, they jump off the page. He's going to be so sick. For the Philadelphia Phillies, their best prospect, Bryson Stott. Stott should be the opening day shortstop. He's just better than Didi Gregorius is right now. There's no way he isn't. And he's looked good in spring training thus far. Plus, he's a really good hitter. Last year in 112 games in the minors, 16 homers, 26 doubles, 49 RBIs, hitting 299 with a 390 on base, 486 slugging, 876 OPS. I don't care what level you play at. When you go from high A to triple A in a season, you're doing something right. And to have an on base percentage at 390 as a 23-year-old kid, love to see that. Now, I hate to see it because I'm a Mets fan, but if you're a Phillies fan, Bryson Stott's someone you can definitely get excited about. The best prospect in the Toronto Blue Jays organization, Gabriel Moreno. Moreno is just, he flew up boards this past year. Some have him ranked as the number 2 catching prospect in all of baseball behind Adley, and for good reason. Again, another dude who just mashes. Mashed in the fall league, had a 904 OPS there in 22 games. And while he did only play 37 in 2021, 8 homers, 10 doubles, 45 RBIs in those 37 games, which is like laughable. And that was at AA and AAA, by the way, as a 21-year-old. 367 average, 434 on base, 626 slugging, 1060 OPS. Yeah, Gabriel Moreno is just unbelievably good. He's so good. The best prospect in the Oakland A's system has got to be Tyler Soderstrom. First round pick back in the 2020 MLB draft, Soderstrom came onto the scene hot last year in 57 games at low A, 12 homers, 20 doubles, 49 RBIs with a 306 average, 390 on base, 568 slugging, 957 OPS. Baseball America loves him, ranked number 21 on their list. Prospectus has him at number 23. This kid can absolutely mash. While catching may not be the future for Tyler Soderstrom, his bat, they'll find a place for him anywhere in the field because it is that good. The Cincinnati Reds best prospect has to be Hunter Greene. Hunter Greene's so exciting. Hunter Greene, some thought might have been the number 1 pick back in 2017, ended up going number 2, but doesn't really matter. I mean, he's just so good. Last year, he really took a huge step forward after a bit of a disappointing 2018, and then he had some injuries. Hadn't played in a few years. 2021, though, whoa, did Hunter Greene look great. Got all the way up to AAA. Granted, he did struggle a little bit there, but he was dominant in AA, and he's still only 21, 22 years old. Hunter Greene throws like 105 miles an hour, nasty stuff, and his numbers were great too. He struck out 139 batters in 106 innings with a 3.3 ERA and a 1.176 whip last year. He probably needs a little more time in the minors before being called up, but the way the Reds are rolling, Hunter Greene could very soon be the best pitcher in that entire organization. He's that talented, and he's a future ace. Next up, I've got the Los Angeles Angels, and their best prospect is going to be Reed Detmers. Now, with Reed Detmers, expect him to start the year on the Major League roster. He's like one of their best pitchers on the entire roster. While he didn't look great in 2021 in his 20 innings of work, it just scratched that. He was so good at Louisville. He's so good in the minors. I think Reed Detmers is going to be able to bounce back extremely well. He was one of the guys back in the 2020 draft that people just assumed would be the quickest to the Major League level. And let's be honest, he's just too good for minor league baseball. Struggle a little bit at the majors. He will be fine. Last year in 2021 in the minors, he had a 15.7 K per night. That's disgusting. Reed Detmers will be a great left-handed starter for the Angels for many, many years. The best prospect in the Arizona Diamondback system was a little bit tough. I ended up going with Alec Thomas. Alec Thomas is another one of these just great all-around players, but we're starting to see the power develop a little bit more, and that's truly making him a very, very scary prospect. In 106 games last year, 18 homers, 29 doubles, 12 triples, which is just crazy. The extra base hits are off the charts, with 13 stolen bases, hitting 313 with a 394 on base, 559 slugging, 953 OPS. Not a dude who strikes out a lot, gets on base, is hitting for a little bit of power, and is all around a great player. Diamondbacks have a future star here with Alec Thomas. For the Tampa Bay Rays, we know they always have great prospects, and Shane Baz, he's the best one they got right now. Baz, of course, outside of the injury that just happened, gonna miss a little bit of time, was planning on starting the year at the Major League level. We saw a little glimpse of him last year in 13 innings where he was untouchable, 2.03 ERA, 0.675 whip at the Major League level, 18 strikeouts in 13 innings. It's just insane. Of course, the injury is going to set him back, but whenever he does get back and healthy, expect Baz to be a mainstay in this Tampa Bay Rays rotation for the foreseeable future. Shout out Pirates. Unbelievably bad trade. And I swear this wasn't planned. The next team I have on my list is the Pittsburgh Pirates. And their best prospect, Oneil Oneil Cruz. Let's talk about him, because Oneil Cruz is really fascinating. He's a 6'7", 220-pound shortstop who's an incredible athlete and hits the ball harder than almost anyone in Major League Baseball. His exit velos are off the chart. If this guy elevates the baseball, it's going to go extremely far. I saw him take BP in person. He's a part of the group of players that I say just hit differently along the lines of Vlad Guerrero Jr., Fernando Tatis, Shohei Ohtani, and Ronald Acuna Jr. But Oneil Cruz should be the everyday shortstop for the Pittsburgh Pirates on opening day. This season, the Pirates would be crazy not to play this guy. He's just simply too good of a hitter. He's about one of the only exciting things going on in Pittsburgh right now in baseball world. For the Minnesota Twins, I had a really hard time deciding who their best prospect is going to be. I ended up going with Austin Martin. Now, I'm not necessarily jumping off the page with excitement for Austin Martin, but I do think in terms of MLB readiness, in terms of talent, in terms of projectability, I think he's probably the safest pick. He's going to be a Major League Baseball player who's pretty good. He's going to be like a super utility guy because he can play almost all the infield positions and he can play the outfield as well. Of course, you might remember him from Vandy. He was the number 5 overall pick back in 2020 of the Toronto Blue Jays. And in his first season of minor league baseball, 18 doubles, 5 homers, 35 RBIs, hitting 270 with a 414 on base, which is great to see, and 382 slugging's a little lower than you like, 796 OPS. All around solid player, nothing off the page that goes, wow. For the Baltimore Orioles, it's obvious. It's Adley Rutschman. He's their best prospect. He's arguably the best prospect in all of baseball. Many people have him at number 1. If it wasn't for the injury, he'd probably be the opening day catcher for the Orioles this year. And I mean, like, for a catcher, what he did last year, 123 games, 23 homers, 25 doubles, 75 RBIs, hitting 285 with a 397 on base, 502 slugging, 899 OPS between AA and AAA. He's a little bit older, but Adley's just stud. There's a reason he was the number 1 overall pick. There's a reason everybody drools over him. He's just a generational talent at catcher. For the Colorado Rockies, one of my favorite prospects in all of baseball, Zach Veen is definitely their number 1. Veen is another one of these guys that came out of the 2020 MLB draft, and I absolutely love how he plays the game of baseball. In 106 games last year in A-ball, 15 homers, 27 doubles, 4 triples, and 75 RBIs with 36 stolen bases. Now, of course, those stolen bases numbers are inflated because of the whole pickoff rule situation, but still shows you that he's trying, shows you he's a good athlete. 301 average, 399 on base, 501 slugging, 901 OPS. Yeah, Veen's going to have a really fun time when he does get to the major league level in Colorado because he's a good hitter everywhere. Imagine what he can do at Coors. In what is a very deep farm system for the Texas Rangers, Jack Leiter rises to the top as the best prospect. We haven't seen him pitch at the minor league level yet. He did get rocked, I guess, per se, in his first spring training appearance, but we know how good Jack Leiter is. He came from Vandy, was dominant there, number 2 overall pick last year in the draft, son of Al Leiter. The hype has been around him forever. He's just good. He's a really good pitcher. Like, he's probably got a decent chance to get to the major league level at some point this year. And that's with not even having a full year of being a minor league pitcher underneath his belt. He's got a full repertoire. He's got great pitches. He's got good stuff. He's got command. He has everything that you want in a franchise ace pitcher. Okay, I swear I didn't play in this either, but for the New York Yankees, their best prospect is Jack Leiter's high school teammate, Anthony Volpe. Anthony Volpe has a chance to be the number 1 prospect by the end of the year. He is really, really good. 30th overall back in the 2019 MLB draft, Volpe is fantastic. In 2021, 109 games, 27 homers, 35 doubles, 6 triples, and 86 RBIs, stealing 33 bags between low A and high A, 294 average, 423 on base. That's so sick. 604 slugging and a 1027 OPS. If there's any concern, it's will he play shortstop forever? Like, he might be better at second base, but the way he hits, I just don't care. Play him at shortstop. Let him be the next Derek Jeter. Also, a good Italian New Jersey kid. Gotta love it. Anthony Volpe, one of the best prospects in baseball. For the Milwaukee Brewers, my opinion, not many, but in my opinion, the best prospect in that organization is Joey Weimer. Joey Weimer, to me, he's got the stuff. He's got the goods. Last year in 109 games between low A and high A, 27 homers, 18 doubles, 77 RBI, stealing 30 bags, 296 average, 403 on base, 556 slugging, 958 OPS, and he played in the fall league. Granted, small sample, 9 games, but he was raking there as well. He was a little bit slept on, 4th round pick out of the University of Cincinnati back in 2020, but he has a cannon of an arm, runs really fast, hits bombs. There's nothing not to like about Joey Weimer. I think he is going to be sick in Milwaukee. Hey, finally get to talk about my favorite team, the New York Mets. Our number 1 prospect is definitely Francisco Alvarez. We're kind of in the golden era of catching prospects, and Francisco Alvarez is right at the forefront of it. Same thing like Moreno, up there as one of the best catching prospects in all of baseball, and as a 19-year-old last year between low A and high A, he hit 24 homers, 18 doubles, 70 RBIs, 272 average, 388 on base, 554 slugging, and a 941 OPS. Just like a lot of these other players, his exit velos are silly. His plate discipline is incredible. His bat to ball skills are super strong. Francisco Alvarez has a chance to be the next Mike Piazza for the Mets, and I can't wait to see it happen. Let's head out to the Windy City and talk about the Cubs' best prospect, Brennan Davis. Brennan Davis really burst onto the scene last year. He was hovering right around the top 100, but the way he played last year got him all the way to AAA as a 21-year-old. The numbers were great. 100 games, 19 homers, 25 doubles, 53 RBIs, hitting 260 with a 375 on base, 494 slugging, 869 OPS. I don't know if you noticed, but I I like guys who have good on-base percentage in the minors along with some power, and Brennan Davis definitely has that. He looks like he's gotten stronger as well this offseason. Could make his way up to the Cubs roster at some point in the 2022 MLB season. Okay, this is weird because, I mean, like, there's so many coincidences this video, but for the best prospect in the Chicago White Sox system, south side of Chicago, first round pick of the White Sox in 2021, Polson Montgomery. Now, Montgomery, shortstop, third base, still kind of up in the air, yet to be determined, but this kid's got a sweet left-handed swing. Really, really good hitter. 26 games last year in rookie ball. He didn't hit a homer, but he did have 7 doubles and 7 RBIs, hitting .287 with a .396 on base, .362 slugging, .758 OPS. As he fills into his body more and kind of understands how to use that 6'4", 205-pound frame, he's gonna hit for power. His swing on the left-hand side, guys, look it up. You're gonna see it in this video. It's so nice. Montgomery's definitely a player to watch this season. For the Los Angeles Dodgers and their crazy loaded farm system, their best prospect is also a catcher, Diego Cartier. Just like Moreno, he only played about 30 games last year, but in those 30 games, 10 homers, 6 doubles, 31 RBIs, hitting .298 with a .409 on base, .614 slugging, .1023 OPS. He's a complete package. All around, good player, good catcher, good hitter, and everyone's got him ranked inside like the top 25 in terms of prospects. Diego Cartier is the real deal. He's just like behind Will Smith right now, but there's no rush to get Cartier up. He was at low A last year. Don't worry, he'll get there. He's too good not to. The best prospect in the Houston Astros organization will probably end up being their opening day starter at short. It's Jeremy Payne. Jeremy Payne kind of went under the radar a little bit. Everyone knew about his name, but he never really had these numbers that jumped off the page. And last year, granted, while he did only play 30 games in the minors, put on some weight, got really, really strong. And in those 37 games, 10 homers, 5 doubles, 3 triples, 21 RBIs, hitting .297 with a .363 on base, .579 slugging, .942 OPS. And again, you look at the pictures of him, he got absolutely ripped. I think he's going to have a really nice rookie season for the Astros this year. For the Cleveland Guardians, their best prospect, again, it's tough to pick. They have a lot of guys similar to each other. I'm going with my favorite, Gabriel Arias. Arias, you might remember, came over to Cleveland in the Mike Clevenger trade with the San Diego Padres, and he was kind of a little slept on in San Diego. He was a 19-year-old in high A ball who played really well, and last year, he was so good that Cleveland just put him in AAA at 21 years of age for the entire season. 115 games, 13 homers, 29 doubles, 55 RBIs with a .284 average, .348 on base, .454 slugging, .802 OPS. Oh, and by the way, he's a sick shortstop. Great glove and a cannon. One of the best arms probably just in all of baseball at shortstop. Arias is the future there in Cleveland. I really hope we see him at the major league level this year. And then for the last and final prospect in today's video, we've got the Washington Nationals, whose best prospect is my boy Cade Cavalli. Cade Cavalli is someone that I was so incredibly high on coming out of the 2020 MLB draft. He was one of my top ranked pitchers, and I'm looking real good right now. Cavalli last year in 24 starts had a 3.36 ERA, made it all the way from high A to AAA in 123 innings, struck out 175 batters, walking only 60, a 1.265 whip. He was dominant. He throws a heavy baseball. He throws ched. He's going to pitch at the major league level for the Washington Nationals at some point this year. He's way too talented not to. And for a guy who really only started pitching back in 2019 for Oklahoma, like he was pitching very little in 18, and he actually played a little bit of first base back in college. Yeah, Cade Cavalli looks like he's going to be a future ace for the Washington Nationals. He's really, really good. So there it is, the best prospect from every team in Major League Baseball. I'd love to know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Who got snubbed? Let me know what you're thinking. Drop a like on the video if you want to see me do my top 100 prospects rankings. Again, 4,000 likes, I'll get that done for you, as well as subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the content coming at you this entire year. Follow me on all my social media, GiraffeNeckMarc, links in the description. That's where I'm wrapping it up, guys. You know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video. This is my most recent upload. Click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another video. Bye.